Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 8 of the WCW 1992 series. I am Swarls. This is the last episode of WCW 1992. It's happened on a Thursday. Don't worry, there'll be more. In fact, you're going to get back-to-back episodes here on Twitch and on the YouTube because it's going to flip to Tuesdays. AEW is going to go to Thursdays. So we're going to get WCW here and on Tuesday. So it's going to be a big dose of WCW. Let's look at what we did at Spring Stampede. We had the Stanger defeat Rick Rude. We had Ron Simmons beat Vader, and then we were like, are we going to give Vader the world title match? I don't know. I don't like when people keep losing the U.S. title and then getting heavyweight title shot. We killed the town and took Dusty Rhodes out of that six-man tag. And, we have to work on that. We have to get him on a real contract. Austin and Severn is going to keep going. Oh, I need to figure out the Steiner brothers' next fucking feud. Bam Bam Mike Awesome was nothing, and I also need to figure out a feud for Liger, coming off of Pillman. So maybe that's some stuff to look at here. One thing I want to look at is I have Rick Rude and I have Tully. I think the fallout of those guys both losing to Sting is that I want them to feud with each other. I don't think I can turn Tully face rather, because he just came in. So, we just made him a heel, so I think I have to do a Rick Rude babyface turn, which is kind of insane. Especially since he's a legendary egomaniac. But, like, I don't know. If those guys are going to feud, like, it's 1992, we can't do a heel-heel feud. Someone's got to turn babyface. Did Rick Rude ever play a face? I don't think so. I mean, I never saw anything he did, like, pre-WWF, so I don't know. Someone might be like, oh, well, in the AWA, but, like, I don't, no fucking idea. All my career, all my watching days, he was always, like, a mega heel. I guess he was kind of a babyface when he was, like, DX's manager. But even then, he was, like, a counterculture, like, he's a heel that's getting cheered kind of thing. But I think we're gonna prepare him to turn. Oh, his last turn wasn't long ago, and so a change would probably be effective negatively. What? And the game says he's not good at being that. Okay. I assume it'll say the same thing about Tully. His would definitely be effective negatively. I can't believe that Rick Rude's most recent turn wasn't that long ago or whatever, because he's, like we were just saying, like, when has he ever been a babyface? Maybe he came in as a babyface at WCW just because he was, like, a big star coming in? I don't know. Oh, Tully Blanchard is just a heel. He just literally will not work babyface. Alright. Well, great. Here's an out of left field one. Paul Lee. He will 100% a heel. Okay. Alright. Just will not work babyface. Well, the only person we even can turn is Rick Rude, unless we go really out off the left field and we turn, like, beautiful Bobby babyface or something. Or, like, Arn. Arn could probably be a babyface. Yeah, he's either no recent turns. What about Larry Z? He's either... Okay. Alright, here's the new plan. Instead of Tully and Rick Rude falling out with each other, they're gonna blame all the guys that got beat up by Sting. Like, hey, you guys didn't pull your weight, blah, blah, blah. You know, you got beaten up by Sting. You couldn't help either one of us win. And then they're going to be like, you know, fuck you guys. You didn't win. You you had a fair match with Sting and you lost. So Larry Z and Arn are gonna turn babyface. That's the new plan. And maybe Beautiful Bobby? I don't know. He could be either better heel. I don't know. I have to, let me think. There's like 50 people in this group, right? Austin's in it too. Well, Austin's got to stay heel because he's in a heel title. Okay, so Austin, Rude, and Tully will stay heel, and then Arn, Larry Z, and Beautiful Bobby are gonna turn face. That's the plan. Beautiful Bobby can also prepare to turn. Does Dustin Raven and need a manager? Yeah, I mean probably. It could be Jesse Ventura. We could just take Jesse Ventura off commentary. We do have a lot of commentators. Like we could just make him the manager. In fact, does he? Is he a manager? He's not a manager. We would have to ask him, but he's us. So I'm pretty sure we could just do it from here and be like, hey, you're a manager now, Jesse. We can also look for managers. Let's look around. Who's, because, you know, it's 1992. There should, in theory, be a lot of good promos. Let's do a search. I want really any role, I guess, because they don't have to be a wrestler. I want someone who can work in the U.S. I want to hire them. And I want them to have, like, 70 microphone, 70 charisma. Alright. Well, there's quite a few, but it's a lot of people with, like, potential. Yeah, I should probably put it higher than 70. Weed out some of these lower people. It's still bringing me Ace Steel. Don't love that. Bull Nakano's a great promo. All right. Just show me who's actually good. Dutch Mantel. We are not hiring Dutch Mantel. Ernie Ladd. I don't think that makes sense for that group. Gary Hart? Gary Hart is interesting. Very good promo. He's currently the booker of UWF, so I don't think we could hire him. Let's see, who else do we have here? James Mitchell is okay, although again, I don't think he... Well, if we really lean into the goth thing with Raven, and like we turn Dustin goth, it's not a terrible choice. Jerry Lawler, he's also the booker of USWA. Oh, Jim Cornette. Well, he's the owner of Smoky Mountain, but he's doing other stuff, so he might be hireable. That said, I will not be hiring Jim Cornette. Lord Alfred Hayes. Lou Albano. Nick Bockwinkel, Paul Ellering. The Colonel. Colonel Rob Parker would be like... If I would kept Dustin as a cowboy, maybe we would get it. Skandar Akbar, no. Superstar Billy Graham doesn't really make sense. You know, we've had Ventura being his mentor this whole time. Let's just do it. Let's just make him the manager. Again, we are Jesse Ventura, so hey, guess what? I'm a manager now. And then we're going to go to the roster. We're going to go to Dustin. Hey, Dustin, guess what? You're a manager. Oh, I have Raven set as his manager. That's funny. Well, now it's Jesse Ventura. That's a big upgrade for you, brother. Raven. Your manager is Jesse Ventura. Sabu. Your manager is Jesse Ventura. And then let's go to... I need to take Ventura off of commentary for Saturday night. I believe I have him on commentary. Yes, he's doing color. So who's our second best color guy? We have a lot of people that do commentary in this company. Oh, only show announcers. That would help. Still a lot. Dusty, although Dusty's gonna be active again too. Paul Lee's very good at color, although again he's kind of active. Huh. Interesting. I guess that's why we were doing it. We have very good announcers. We don't really have anyone that's especially good at color. I mean, DDP could be good at color, but I don't want to do that. All right, let's keep us there for now. Let's go back to this search. And let's change it to color commentary. See if we can find someone there. Color. Is there anyone who's got like an 80 color? We got a couple. Booker T. Look at all this hair on Don Callis. It would be very funny. He's pretty good actually. It would also be funny to book Don Callis because he would then be in every save I've done. He was in ROH. He's in AEW. We could bring him in here. Don Rocco, Dutchman. Again, I am not hiring Dutch Mantel. Gary Hart. Not the greatest at color. Yeah, we're gonna bring in Don Callis. He was pretty good at it. He's got a 7290 on color. Don, I want you. As a color commentator. Though I might regret that if I ever want to make him a manager, but that's all he's doing for now. Great. Perfect. How far out are we until the next TV show? 2 days. Alright, probably not going to get him here in time. So Jesse's probably still doing commentary this taping. That's fine. House show in the Great Lakes, 800 fans. Great. I'm also kind of thinking about, like, what tag teams I should maybe do with the Steiners. Because there's no, like, super obvious answer. I think maybe I'll put Pillman in a team with somebody. I mean, obviously him and Steve Austin was the team in real life, but Steve Austin's busy right now. There's no other, like, super obvious answer. Like, Regal and somebody. Find another English guy to bring in. Mike McGurk. Not good at announcing. That was like her only thing. That's a shame. Hey, Don Callis is here. That was fast. He's a heel, yep. As all color commentators are in 1992. That's just the rules. Alright. Don Callis. You are now on color with Tony Schiavone. Main event. Got to get Dusty out of there. Don Callis. You're now doing commentary with Jim Ross. And then for events, yeah, you're replacing Dusty here too. Don Callis is on every show. Good for him, man. The invisible hand always gets his way. Oh, you know what? You know what I would like to do? I would like. Let's go to the office. Talent trades. Hey, hey, All Japan, what's up? I don't want a loan. I just want you to send me somebody. No, this is an offer. Talent swap. How do I ask them to just like, hey, can I have Stan Hansen? How do I do that again? I want Stan Hansen for, I don't know, let's say like 4 or 5 appearances. Let's say 5. And I would send them. Oh, we're not in an alliance. That's the problem. We just have a relationship with them. I mean, I could try it, but yeah, we're not in an alliance. We left. We left the NWA. All right, back to All Japan. I don't think there's anyone I could send them for Stan Hansen, but let's try it. You send me 3 appearances. You know what? Let's say 5. You send me 5 Stan Hansen appearances. I'll send you, I don't know. I'm just going to go down my list and see if there's anyone they'll take. I'm guessing the answer is going to be no to every single person. And I am correct. Alright, it was worth a shot. What about this Kenta Kobashi kid you guys got? Send me him for 5 appearances. I'll send you somebody. There does not seem to be... Maybe we just make it less appearances, you know? 2 appearances. They don't even want Nikita Koloff. Oh, Liger. They... Yeah, that checks out. That they would want Liger. Could I do Liger for Stan Hansen? No. But they would send me Kobashi for Stan Hansen. I don't think Kobashi's over yet, though. He's just a super worker. The only person they want from me at all is Vader. They would take Vader, which also checks out. Talent trades can be annoying. You're telling me. All right, let's go. Companies. All Japan. Yep. Show me the roster. Are any of these guys actually over in America? That's really the question. I mean, Andre is, but I don't... Baba's a little over, but it's Baba. He's not good. Johnny Ace. Yeah, no, Kobashi's not over. Although, again, he is a god. But yeah, he's not over at all. Same thing with this Masawa fellow. Very good. Not over. I was hoping we could maybe swing Stan Hansen, and then, like, we would do, like, Stan Hansen and Sting at either Clash or whatever the pay-per-view after that is. But they, you know, they would not send us. We might be able to get Dr. Death. Fucking Ogawa. Go away. Let's try talent trade. Let's go to single worker. Will you guys... Will you guys send me Dr. Death? And I'll send you Jushin Thunder Liger. They won't do it. Well, that's alright. They would do it for Vader, but I don't want to send Vader to All Japan, really. Well, that's a shame. That's a real shame. Fucking rat boy. At least in 1992, he was a rat boy. Now he's just a fucking rat grandpa. Jacksonville, of course. Alright, great. Booking the show. Let's start with Ventura. When I picked Jesse Ventura as my avatar, I did not think we'd be using him this much, but here we are. Send him out there with Raven and Sabu. And he's going to just be like, wow, congratulations, Rhodes. I didn't think you had it in you, but you really showed me something at the pay-per-view, Rhodes. You know, you really showed you got what it takes to get to the top here at WCW. And then I want Steamboat to come out with Nikita. And he's going to be like, he showed that he's got what it takes. He attacked his father from behind. That was a disgusting act. He's gonna be like, oh, don't listen to him, Rhodes. Blah blah blah. This is gonna set right up to our opening tag match of Steamboat and Koloff against Raven and Sabu. Sure, congratulates Dustin. Steamboat says it's disgusting. Opening tag made. Then we go right to that match. Give him like 8 minutes. We'll do Steamboat and Nikita against Raven and Sabu. Yeah, Don Callis being like, oh, I like what this Jesse Ventura guy's doing. Someday I'll do this myself. We're going to give these guys the storytelling match. And what I would like the finish to this match being is like Dusty Rhodes comes out and fights off Jesse Ventura, which would cause a distraction. So let's say distraction Dusty Rhodes. Let's say that. That's how we'll put that in the game. And that'll lead to Steamboat pinning Raven. And then we will do an angle after that. Let's put that in as an angle too. Let's do Dusty and Ventura. Put them both on fighting, I guess. 3 minutes. Dusty fights. Right? Fights Ventura to the back. Alright, we got a solid 20 minutes all on this. Alright, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with Vader. I think I want to continue Vader and Ron Simmons, which means I have nothing for Sting at the moment. So, I think all Sting's gonna do this week is cut a promo. Sting victory promo. And he's just going to come out and be like, you know, I wasn't sure if I had it in me. I was really hurting going into this match. So, you know, these next couple weeks, going to take it a little light, take it a little easy. Really stress myself, but don't worry, WCW fans. This Stinger is a fighting champion. And once I'm fully healed up, I'll be defending that WCW title. Sting Open Challenge. You get it in this mod, or I guess in this, like, our product or whatever, you get a really big boost for matches that have, like, a hot storyline. So doing an open challenge is, like, not a great idea. Alright, let's do that thing I was talking about doing where we have Arn. We have Larry Z, and we have Beautiful Bobby, and we have Tully, and we have Rick Rude, and we have Paulie. Let's put Steve there too, why not? Steve Austin, not Armstrong. Basically, this is going to be the thing I said when we set those guys to turn. It's going to be, like, Tully and Rick Rude chastising these guys, being like, where were you guys? You left Rick out to dry. You left me out to dry when I wrestled Sting. You guys are supposed to have our backs. And then they're gonna be like, have your back? We were in the hospital. We were injured. We were hurt. It's not just about you guys. And he's gonna be like, I don't like the sound of that. And they're all gonna get in each other's, you know, they're all gonna be yelling at each other and stuff. And then, I think Paul Lee is going to be like, all right, guys. All right, hey, where things are getting tense here. Things are getting a little tense. Let's do an 8-man tag. Maybe a 10-man tag. Let's do a tag match tonight, all together. Let's get us back on the same page. The Dangerous Alliance, all working together tonight. Except probably not for you, Steve. But you're here. I don't think we're going to do a 6-on-6. Okay, none of this is scripted. That's what could go wrong. What could go wrong? So we are going to do, I guess we'll do a 5v5. 5v5, 5-man grocery store death match is a default match in this game. Okay, great. Good to know. So we will do Beautiful Bobby, Larry Z, Arn, Tully, and Rick Rude taking on the beautiful babyface team of Jushin Thunder Liger. Why not? Because the babyfaces are winning. Someone's going to have to win this match. Barry Windham. Throw him out there. Dan. Well, Dan's... it could be Dan. Dan would have a bone to pick with the Dangerous Alliance, although I'm going to need other matches, so maybe not Dan. Gets a little thin down here. Oh, the Steiners. Got to put the Steiners in this match. Rick Steiner. Scott Steiner. And, let's put the Z-Man in this match. Although I think the Z-Man has, like, negative momentum. But listen, we need a fifth guy. And it's either Z-Man or Junkyard Dog, and I'll take the Z-Man. So I'm going to give this a solid, like, 16. And I want Jushin Liger to pin somebody. Oh, he's 51 over. It should be fine. Yeah, he's more over than Bob Eaton. Not a problem at all. Okay, great. So Liger will win. Beautiful Bobby will lose. And then we will do the classic partner miscommunication finish. Where, oh, it would have to be Rude or Tully. Let's do Rude. Rude accidentally hits beautiful Bobby, causing him to get pinned by Jushin Liger. Classic shit right there. Let's see, Big Van Vader. He's got a promo with Teddy Long, and they're just going to be out there going like, basically, if you don't remember, the finish of the match at Spring Stampede was a flash pin, so they're basically just going to be out there going like, that was a 2 count, that was a 2 count, everyone saw it, the WCW board, they saw it, the referee should be fired. 5v5 should be your main event. Oh, it's absolutely my main event. Nothing will even be close to that. We are going to do... I might even make that match longer, so it's just like the one big match on the show. I think I am going to give Dan Severn a match, like I said. That's why I kept him out of that. There's someone else I have with good tech. I mean, maybe Chris Candido, but we don't really know. Oh, Eddie has very good tech. Oh, Eddie. Ooh, okay. Eddie and Dan Severn. What a match. We will make it open so Eddie can get a little juice, but Daniel will be winning. And then he's going to do a promo afterwards where he says, you know, Austin cheated at Spring Stampede. I want to get back in there to get that title. And then Steve Austin's going to come out and be like, I am never, ever giving you a rematch for this belt. You can kiss this TV title goodbye because you will never see it again. Rematch for the TV title. Gonna script these guys. Don't trust them. Alright, how much time do we have? We have like 10 more minutes. The show is almost done already. Ron Simmons hasn't been on the show. He's been talked about, but he hasn't been on the show. Cactus Jack. Cactus Jack should find a friend and team against the Steiner brothers, I think is probably what we're going to do there. He's kind of been teaming with Abdullah the Butcher. I know someone recommended that last time, but I kind of don't want it to be Abdullah the Butcher, but it might have to be. I don't know. We'll see. I also need to, like, heat up a junior heavyweight heel, and I don't know that I have any. I mean, I have some, but none of them are over. Because we need a new person to be the guy wrestling Liger. It's like, we have Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn's a little over some places, but, you know, he's unimportant. Scott Armstrong is close. Although Scott Armstrong is also not especially good, which is a shame. Steve Armstrong, also unimportant. He's a toned lightweight. He's worse than Scott. So we either need to, like, fast track Candido or Jerry Lynn. I think we're gonna try to heat up Scott Armstrong. This is not a great plan, but it's all I have right now. So I need to put Scott Armstrong out there with someone who's recognizable and I don't care about, which I have a few of those people for sure. Actually, not as many as I thought. Scott Armstrong can beat Johnny B. Bad, I guess. I don't... That's a bad match, but, I mean, it's not a terrible match. I weirdly feel bad for Johnny B. Bad. But it's where we are now. Scott Armstrong gets to beat Johnny B. Bad. That's going to be the whole show. Let's go to placement mode. Put this like here, maybe? Yeah, maybe like here. Oh, Dangerous Alliance falling apart should... Oh, shit, I didn't want that. Dangerous Alliance falling apart should be, like, not right before it's a match. Maybe let's put it, like, here. Yeah, it's probably better. Serenetti, Sting promo, 5v5. Yep, that's a show. What's our percentage? Oh, like, perfect. 65%. We're at 64%. I have no idea what this show's going to get. I think the promo should be good. But this 5v5 main event is, we've kind of put all of our eggs in one basket matches wise. And I don't think that's going to be like a great match. I think it's going to get like a 68 or a 70 or something. So this might not be the best show. I'm going to say this show is going to get like a 74. Yeah, 75 on this promo. Hoping for better, but I believe I graded Rhodes and then Steamboat and Koloff. If I had, like, just had Jesse talking and Steamboat talking, it probably would have been a lot better. But, you know, got to give these guys reps, you know? Oh, Don Callis debuted his cocky gimmick at the commentary booth. Yeah, if Ultimo was heel, but he is not. Oh, 70 on this match is, like, way better than I thought it would be. That's sick, actually. I thought this was going to get, like, a 60, but I guess Steamboat is just too good to let that happen. Although the pay-per-view match only got, like, a 67. So that means this match was worse with Barry Windham and Dustin Rhodes in it. That doesn't really check out, but alright. Oh, you know what it was? You know what it was? Dusty ran out. Yeah, Dusty ran out and gave it a bump. And then he brawled with Jesse. Which, again, probably should have just rated these guys on entertainment, but whatever. 79 of these guys talking. I'll take that for sure. Beautiful Bobby could not work without a script. But everyone else did a good job, so that's good. So, if we ever do another big one like this, where we have to have everyone talk, I'll just not rate Bobby. Oh, 73 on Dan Severn and Eddie Guerrero. Right, I forgot this, like, random throwaway match was actually going to be really good. I somehow forgot that. Also, Eddie. Eddie's probably the guy. I shouldn't have had Eddie lose to Dan Severn. That was the mistake we made. This should have been Dan Severn versus Scott Armstrong. We'll check Eddie's stats after this, because it's Eddie. Eddie's the guy, obviously. I'm an idiot. Talking was fine. Dan Severn wasn't the best at talking. That is for true. Yeah, no. Scott Armstrong ain't it. Scott Armstrong got a 44. That's... No. Maybe Scott Armstrong could get the Clash title shot, and then Eddie gets the one at the pay-per-view. That'll also give us a couple more weeks to build up Eddie. $67 for Vader and Teddy Long, yelling about Ron Simmons. Oh, 90 promo for the Stinger. Yeah, this show's going to be fine. Even if the 5v5 is not great, this should be fine. Oh, 79. Oh, no, this show's good. I was, like, way off. This is a good show. Crowd loved it. Rick Rude is great. I mean, yeah, all these guys were great. Even this babyface team, the worst guy was Z-Man, and he got a 50. He was fine. $80. I could not have been more off. That was a great show. People loved it. People love a big dumb 10-man tag. Brad Armstrong is back. Great. Alright, let's go to storylines. Dustin, Ricky, that's still going. Severn, Austin is still going. Tully is back. I think we just edit this one. I think we just remove Sting from this, honestly. And then now Rick Rude and Tully, and then we add Beautiful Bobby. Yeah, he's a supporting role. He's not the main guy. And then we add Arn, who is one of the main guys. And then we add Larry Z. And then we change the name to Dangerous. Alliance is falling apart. It's not really turning out 80 like it's going out of fashion. Yeah, it turns out if you play this game a lot, you get better at it. I don't Weird. Let's look at Eddie. Yeah, Eddie, we could juice Eddie up. We can juice Eddie up for sure. We can juice Eddie. Also, his stats are so good in the ring that even if he's not over enough, him and Liger will just be a banger match. So yeah, we gotta juice up Eddie. Also, I would like to find a tag team partner either for Cactus Jack or for Flying Brian, and then give one of them, make that the feud for the Steiners. So I'm gonna look outside the company here. Show me wrestlers that are dudes who can work in the U.S. to hire... what do I want them to be good at? What I want them to be good at is being a heel. The person should be a little over, I guess. So show me like 40 popularity minimum in America. It doesn't even have to be that. Show me like 30 popularity in America and up. It's going to be a lot of people. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay. Don't care about the attributes. We'll just go through it. I feel like we've kind of gone through this list of like who's slightly over every time, and every time I'm just like, yeah, it's old guys. It's Butch Reed. It's Colonel De Beers. What's Dynamite Kid's thing in '92? Is he's listed as an occasional wrestler? I assume he's already at the point where his career's kind of over, but I don't actually know. His stats seem to indicate that he's still wrestling. He's not working anywhere, though. Jim Neidhart is just out here. He's a little over. I don't think he makes sense as a partner for Flying Brian or Cactus Jack. Ken Shamrock is out here just chilling. A little over. Pretty good wrestler. He's a pretty good wrestler. Interesting. Oh, he's training for a fight and he's out for 3 months. Well, that sucks. Coco. Oh, he's on a handshake deal with WWF. He's not. Coco's not especially great. Lex is still unemployed. That's funny. I thought he would have signed with WWF by now, but he's just... Yeah, he's very mad at me. That's... We really jobbed him on the way out. I would be mad at me, too. Man, none of these people are really speaking to me. Alright, let's do it like this. Change the popularity. Show me someone who can brawl, right? Like, show me a crazy person that could team with Cactus Jack. And it would be like, oh, those guys are crazy, you know? Like that kind of team. Brian Clark. Gilbert. Most of these people, it's like maybe they're good at brawling. Miguel Perez. Stan Hansen. Yeah. Public Enemy is probably a thing, but they're not over, and they're probably very bad. Fucking Clint Jacobs, you piece of shit. Alright, show me a high flyer who could team with Flying Brian. Less of those. Way less of those. Every time I do one of these searches, Chris Benoit is just like staring me in the face, and I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Who is Derek Dukes, and why are they so good? Anyone? Kid Cash, Lance Storm, Mike Bucci. It's a Rey Mysterio kid. I don't know, he's 17. Let's maybe wait a year or two on that. Robert Van Dam. Actually, Rob Van Dam and Flying Brian's kind of a cool team, although Rob Van Dam's stats are not great. Sean Waltman. Waltman's working a lot of places. What's he getting in, like, matches? 45 on Sean Waltman. Click on Derek Pick and see if he has an alter ego. Alright, I don't think he does, but... I don't even know where I would look for that. Personal info, no. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Some guy. What about the unknown Steve? Well, Steve Austin's wrestling Dan Severn right now, so he's very busy. You know. Super Carlo is really good. I think I am going to bring in Sean Waltman, who is at least a little over in the Mid-South and the Midwest, which doesn't really help us any. But I think that's the plan. I think I'm going to bring him in to team with Flying Brian. Vinny Vegas is excited. Although Flying Brian and Sean Waltman against the Steiners is an insane match. Also Jerry Lynn. Maybe I should have just done it with Jerry Lynn, but whatever. Maybe we can make a whole group out of it. Sure. Okay. Whatever you want, Sean. Okay, and right to main event. All right, here we go. My only plan for main event is that Ron Simmons should have a match because he wasn't on Saturday night. That's all I got. So we're gonna do Ron taking on, I don't know. Ron Simmons and Tracy Smothers. What a match. They're going to get like 8 minutes. Ron's going to win. It is not a U.S. title match, no. And then, of course, the dastardly Big Van Vader will attack him after the match. Vader attacks Ron after match. Actually, I lied. I know 2 things we're doing. We got to start heating up Eddie Guerrero. So Eddie gets to beat a babyface. This sounds like a job for Big Josh, who is probably on the verge of walking out of this company with how often I job him to complete nobodies. But Eddie's gonna win here. You know what? He's a dastardly heel. We'll make it tainted. We'll keep you a little protected, Big Josh. See what he says. He is furious. That's fine. The click or something? That'll the click. The click spelled K-L-I-Q. That'll never get over. That's too confusing. I really need to figure out who's going to be going after Sting. Because everyone... See, I turned to the Dangerous Alliance against each other, which I think is going to be a good angle. But that kind of leaves me with, well... Dustin's getting there, but he's still smack dab in the middle of his thing. Dustin could get the shot after this. Although I still think Dustin should go to the US title before going for the world title. Yeah, it's Cactus. It's Cactus Jack by Sabu versus... It's Cactus Jack just by process of elimination. So Cactus Jack also needs to get heated up. So, yeah. This would also be a job for Big Josh, but Big Josh is busy. This is a job for the Junkyard Dog. Main event is not a show where we try to have good matches. We just try to get guys over. We try to get guys momentum. That's what this show is about. Is the main event of the show Ron Simmons and Tracy Smothers? I guess it is. Because we kind of have to fill the rest of it with talking. We're going to have Rick Rude, because it was Rick Rude and Beautiful Bobby who ran into each other or whatever in the 10-man tag. So Rick Rude and Beautiful Bobby are yelling at each other. And then Paulie's going to come in and smooth things over. Like, Paulie's really trying to keep the peace here. Paulie keeps the peace between Bobby and Rick Rude. Let's also give the people... You know what? This show's pretty shitty. Let's give the people a Dusty Rhodes promo. Dusty Rhodes. He's going to talk about Jesse Ventura. And I guess just to make it so this advances the storyline, he's also going to talk about Ricky Steamboat and Dustin Rhodes. And he's basically just going to be like, you know, Ventura, baby, you've been sticking your nose where it don't belong. You get your hands off of my son. Also, script. Why am I scripting Dusty Rhodes? All right, great. So that should save the show. That's the open. That's definitely how you open. Just right away, right off the bat. Here's Dusty Rhodes, and then you can tune out after that. The rest of the show. Alright. I'm gonna do a dangerous thing and just let the Steiners talk. And of course, their new manager, Magnum TA. Give them 4 minutes. Yeah, 3 minutes. Just Steiners are looking for their next challengers. Nothing groundbreaking here, just we beat the Freebirds, we're done with them. We're looking for our next challenge. Hopefully said more interestingly than what I just did. Then we've got like 5 more minutes, so we can do another quick match here. Maybe I should book a match that could, like, headline the show. That would be better than Ron Simmons and Tracy Smothers. Bam Bam. Bam Bam's not doing anything. Bam Bam's just kind of chilling right now. Bam Bam Mike Awesome is literally the throwaway match we had on, what about the Diamond Stud? No, Abdullah Abdullah is really quite bad. He can brawl, though. He's already mad at me, though. Let's do Bam Bam Bigelow versus the Diamond Stud. That's our big main event. I'm not sure if this is any better than what we already had. But it's the main event. Bam Bam's gonna win. I also genuinely don't know if that's any better. It might get a worse rating. Uh, 64 is my guess on this show. Although, in my defense, again, we're not trying to have a good show here. We're just... This is our AEW Dark. We're just heating people up, giving them momentum, getting them some wins. We're gonna make Eddie Guerrero 25-0 on main event, and then send him to Saturday night and be like, he's 25-0. I mean, you gotta give him the match with Liger. Okay. Giving Dusty the promo here to save the show is probably gonna work, like, genuinely. Because I think everything else on this is gonna get, like, a 60 or less. Actually, that's not true. The other talking segment should be fine. All the matches are gonna get, like, a 60 or less. Yep, 49. Big Josh. Big Josh gotta be phoning it in big time. He might hand his notice in after this match, honestly. But, that's fine. Yeah, 73 for these guys talking. Beautiful, beautiful Bobby, not the talker. But, he took the pin, so he had to explain himself. Eh, 57 is actually better than I thought it would be. Junkyard Dog, again, very bad. Probably should just fire, like, him and El Gigante, but I don't know. Might as well leech their overness onto other people before they go. Oh, this was bad. Oh, I didn't strip them. That was a bold choice by me. That didn't work out. 64. I think this will be better than the Bam Bam match. It was just a fine little match. Then Vader ran out and beat him up. 66. This was the better match. We got that part right. 71. I am way off on these guesses. These shows are just better than I think they are. I'm thinking too much about how bad this would be to watch in real life, and not thinking enough about how, like, TEW will think it's a good show. You know. I love this photo of Pat Rose because it's so clearly a screenshot from, like, a 240p video. It was, like, the only thing they could find for Pat Rose. Poor guy. It's Naked Midian. I was going to say, let's do that before the world's ready for it, but I don't think the world was really ever ready for Naked Midian, to be honest. House show, Midwest, 800 fans. Great. Mil Mascaras making enemies. That's some accurate mod making right there. Alright, Saturday night aired, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we got some stuff. Lightning Kid is here, who we are making a heel. I actually don't even know if he can play a heel in 1992. Although, considering he eventually does it, I'm assuming the mod maker will make it so he can be a heel. But we'll find out. Cactus Jack has left the UWF. Great, that's perfect, because I'm giving him a world title push. How good is Sting at brawling? No, not great. That sucks. I was gonna say him and Cactus would be a pretty fun brawl. They did that. They definitely did that. I definitely have a memory of Sting in pink tights wrestling Cactus Jack. Okay, no one watches main event. Accurate. How far out are we until, oh, it's not even, it's a while, right? Oh yeah, first week of June, and it is the 4th week of April, so we've got like a solid 5 weeks until Clash. Although then Great American Bash is just 2 weeks later, so once we get there, it'll start going quick. And then Beach Blast is right after that, so WCW is a big summer company. Richard Lee is an American man who works primarily as a manager. House show in New England, going into WWF territory. I feel like not enough WWF wrestlers' contracts have been running out. Although, I don't know. I feel like, although maybe that's just the difference between, like, the roster sizes in 92 versus, like, when you play a modern one where there's just constantly people having to be re-signed. Oh, no, Luna Vachon divorced. That's a shame. Jacksonville Coliseum. Ooh, a lot of stuff going on tonight. Richard Morton, fun and relaxed atmosphere backstage after finding a discarded karaoke machine and starting an impromptu pre-show competition. That's crazy because it's 1992 and karaoke machines are not like a ubiquitous thing. He's probably backstage like, yeah, I imported this from Japan. Yeah, I got a guy over there. Yeah. Yeah, straight from Japan. This is only the best. Jim Ross. Set up a pancake. This is a great locker room. People are singing karaoke. They're eating pancakes. It's great. Italian Stallion went to wrestler's court because he was moaning about stuff. And Arn Anderson told him to shut up. Small positive effect. And these guys are friends. Alright, great. Alright, let us do... Let's do an angle. Let's do the big talking thing again. Although maybe not as many people. Let's just do like Steve, Rick Rude, Tully, and we'll put Paulie out there. Because these are the three guys that are going to be sticking together. And then these four guys are basically going to be like, wow, can you believe Beautiful Bobby last week costed us that match? Unbelievable. And then, Tully's going to be like, I know, man, I know. I'm trying to get these guys whipped into shape, but they're not like the three of us, Steve, you've got that TV title. You're a winner, brother. And then, Steve's going to be like, hey, I got a great idea. Why don't the three of us, let's show those other guys in the Dangerous Alliance how it's done. I've got a bone to pick with Dan Severn. Let's challenge him to a 6-man tag. And they're going to be like, that's a great idea, Steve. Steve, Tully, Rick are going to show the other Dangerous Alliance guys how it's done. This again will probably be the main event unless something better comes up. Rick, Tully, Sunny Steve against Dan Severn and his friends. Boy, who would be his friends? Probably some of the same guys that were in the tag match last week. Although I would like to switch it up. I am not going to. He's going to team with the Steiner brothers, which is also just fun. That's fun. That is not Steve Austin. That is not Steve Austin at all. Very lucky that those men look very different. Otherwise, I might not have noticed. 16. I don't really want this to be the storytelling match, although it might be. I do want Steve Austin to win over Dan Severn. And I want him to do it. Let's do like manager interference. Paulie gets his grubby little hands in there. Going back to getting Cactus Jack some momentum. Don't know why I'm looking at heels. Should be looking at faces for him to beat up. I don't want to do the El Gigante match. I don't want to do the El Gigante match. You know what, Joey Maggs? You were backstage moaning around. No, you were with Steamboat. Whatever. You were fighting Cactus Jack. Get out there. Jay Wilk, what's up? We're gonna give Cactus a win. And then later in the night, we will do another Sting promo. We're going to do this as two separate things. It's basically just going to be Sting cutting the same promo as he did last week. Almost identical. Where it's just going to be being him interviewed by like Eric Bischoff or whatever. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm a little banged up. I went into that title match. It Spring Stampede hurt. But as soon as I get cleared, the old Stinger is going to be back in the ring defending that title. And then at the end of that promo, this time he will be attacked by Cactus Jack, who will go after the injured leg. I don't remember what we said was injured of Sting. We're going to say his leg. He's going to go after the injured leg of Sting. He's going to like chop block him. And then Eric Bischoff's going to be like, oh my God. Oh my God. Cactus. Chop blocks Sting. All right. I'm gonna do an angle this time with Ron Simmons. We haven't really heard from him. He just had that one squash match. Basically just gonna be him cutting a promo where he's gonna be like, you know, Vader's going around here telling everybody it was a 2 count. We all saw it. It was a 3. Here's the replay right here. We'll watch it in slow motion. Very clearly a 3 count. But you know what? If Vader is not satisfied with that, I'd be happy to get him back in the ring. Vader. Someday I'll remember that it's Big Van Vader. Maybe by episode like 50 or something. Let's do... Oh, we haven't done anything with all the Dustin and all them. Alright, Ventura. Jesse Ventura. Dustin. Let's just put them out there for now. We'll see where this goes. But basically, it's going to be Ventura being like, "Did you see that? Did you see what Dusty Rhodes did to me last week? He put his hands on me. I never touched the guy. He doesn't like the words I'm saying, so he decides he has to hit me. That's what he resorted to violence like a coward." And then Dusty's going to come out, and he's just going to start yelling and be like, "Hey, you he's just going to start yelling at him like, You're ruining my son's life. You're ruining my life. You're a homewrecker, Ventura." Oh, he should really call him a homewrecker. That would be funny. And things are about to get into it again, but then Steamboat and Koloff come in. They don't have to say anything. They just show up. And then, they're going to be holding Dusty back. And then Ventura's going to say something like, "Oh, why don't you get in the ring with us, Dusty? Oh, wait, you can't get cleared, can ya? Because you're an old, broken down man. You can't get in the ring with Dustin Rhodes." And then let's set up Koloff and Dustin for next week. That's what we'll do here. He'll say that, and then Koloff will... I have to rate fucking Koloff now. Koloff will get on the mic. I mean, we might as well rate Steamboat. We'll just rate everybody. Fuck it. Koloff will get on the mic and be like, "You can't talk to him like that. Just because he can't get cleared because you attacked him." This is my Nikita Koloff impression. It's fucking spot on. It sounds just like him. "But if you're looking for a fight, you could get in the ring with me." I'm going to put this real big because I don't think we're going to do Saturday night again until the next stream. Koloff versus Dustin next week. Book this match. It's probably too much. I think just seeing next week will get me there. You know what? Just in case this bombs, I'm going to do this as a dark match. We're going to do Brian Pillman and Sean Waltman. You know, just in case. We'll put them against Too Cold and Norman. That's the team I've been using. That'd be a fun match. But, like, just in case they don't click, or Sean Waltman, like, can't play a heel or something, we'll do this as a dark match. And if it's good, we'll put it on TV. And if it's bad, we'll try Pillman and Jerry Lynn instead. Alright, we've got like 30 more minutes. We are on a mission to heat up Eddie Guerrero. Actually, you know what? I haven't looked at local talent in a long time, mostly because we always work in the same territory. But, like, if there was someone here that's over, he could beat Bill Eadie. That would be super weird, but he could do that. He could beat Billy Jack Haynes. I don't think Ernie Ladd's wrestling anymore at this stage. Jim Neidhart. He could beat Jim Neidhart. He could beat Jim Neidhart. Jim, brother, you're coming in as a babyface. You are losing to Eddie Guerrero. Oh, you're furious? Oh, that's a shame. Let's give Liger. Let's show Liger like I think what I would do if it wasn't Liger is I would put him on commentary, but I don't trust him to do that. So we're gonna do 1 minute. Liger is seen watching The Eddie match. Nothing really of note here. You just see Jushin Liger watching the match and nodding and being like, "Oh, he looks impressed," which is gonna be really hard with him wearing that mask. But you know, Don Callis and Tony will put it over somehow. Jim Neidhart versus Eddie Guerrero is an insane match. Vader hasn't been on the show. Well, we had Ron talking about him. Let's do another angle with the other three guys of the Dangerous Alliance. Let's send Larry Z and Beautiful Bobby and Arn. They're basically just gonna do a promo where it's like, Did you hear that? What those guys said? They're gonna have a 6-man tag tonight to show us how it's done. Well, maybe I should have them lose that 6-man tag if that's the story. I might switch this. And have those guys lose. So the next week, these guys could be like, haha, you lost, stupid. Anyway. Larry Z, Arn, and Bobby laugh at the idea of showing them how it's done. And no scripts, because Arn. So yes, we are going to change the finish here. Basically remove all of this. Also, this is definitely the storytelling match, because there's nothing else on the show that could possibly be the storytelling match. So we're going to go storytelling. Dan Severn is now beating Steve Austin. And we'll do botched interference from Paulie, so those guys can be like, haha, dummies. Paulie accidentally hits him with the phone or whatever. Alright, we've got like 12 more minutes. Sounds like a match to me. Let's see. William Regal. Sorry, Steven Regal was the guy we've been trying to get to the next level. He's so close. He's so close to being recognizable. Do we give him... We've already done him versus Tom Zank like 5 times. I can't do him in the Z-Man again. I could put him out there with Barry Windham, but he would have to lose that match. God damn it, Steve Armstrong every time. Although I'm kind of fine with him losing like a good match to Barry Windham. I think that's fine. We'll do like 10 minutes open. Give Barry Windham the win. And we are 1 minute short. We could just give something an extra minute. Although there's probably someone we could put on Vader. We'll just give something an extra minute. Bazinga. Regal Barry Windham's probably a good opener, actually. Promo. Jim Neidhart and Eddie Guerrero has extreme second match on the card energy. Liger. Big promo. Cactus and Joey, Ron Simmons. These two should be switched. This one should be like here. And then this one should be like right before the fucking main event. Yep, that's the order. That's the show. I don't know, an 80 again? I think this is better than last week's show, and last week got an 80. Let's say an 81. I'll give myself one extra point. Brian Pillman and Shawn Waltman showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Great. We are running this exact match on main event. We are verbatim Brian Pillman. Maybe I'll tell these guys to steal the show. I think they could do it. That'd be a great way to introduce Shawn Waltman. But yeah, they all did good. Ooh, a 72. I keep wanting to call him William or Bill. Lord Steven and Barry Windham had a great match. 82 for these guys talking. It's a good score. 58. I don't think... Oh, Eddie was off his game. That's a shame. I was going to say, I don't think Jim tried that hard. Jim actually did pretty good, and maybe if I hadn't just pissed him off so bad, we would have hired him, but I don't... He is furious. I don't think he's going to sign with us, but that's fine. A 66 for 1 minute of Jushin Liger watching a match. You gotta take that. 83 for these people all yelling at each other. Nikita Koloff was underwhelming. We knew that would be the case. But that's fine. Cactus beats Mags. We're just trying to get Cactus some heat. That's fine. Ron Simmons 64. Yeah, he's not the talker. That's fine. Sting promo. And then Sting getting beat up by Cactus Jack. Like that. These guys talking, not as good. I gotta stop rating Beautiful Bobby on these. Gotta stop. Every time I forget. Main event, 76. Definitely take that. This is a very solid main event. Steve Austin got a 59. Steve Austin is like all over the place. I feel like sometimes Steve Austin gets a 50-something. Sometimes he gets like a 70. Very inconsistent. In fact, I'm kind of wondering if he's set to be like super inconsistent. Selling. Actually, he got a lot of bonuses. Steve Austin is penalized for holding back, being inexperienced, and being inconsistent. That's probably why he's all over the place. 78, down a little bit from our show last week, but our show last week was like unusually good. I couldn't believe it did as well as it did. It's me, the Hitman. How good is Bret Hart in this game? He's pretty good. He's pretty good. Yeah, Bret Hart in 1992 would be good. That does check out. Dusty Rhodes wants me to push George South. Probably not happening. Ricky Steamboat wants me to push Steve Austin. Ricky, please watch the product. Oh no, Blackjack Mulligan is retiring. Oh, we're running Lincoln Memorial University instead of just a generic venue. That's interesting. Alright. The first thing I know I'm doing, for sure, is just, I'm going to do a Nikita Koloff, Dustin Rhodes, you're going down on Saturday night promo, and then I will do the same for Dustin. We're really going to build up this Saturday night match. Koloff hypes match with Dustin for Saturday night. Please script him. You know what? Let's put Steamboat there too. Let him talk. He'll help this. You know what? Let's just... Dusty's out there too. Why not? Why not? Now this is like a 6-minute promo. And they're all there to hype that match. You know, Nikita, baby, you're gonna teach him a lesson. And then we are going to do the same thing in the opposite direction with Jesse and Dustin and Raven and Sabu, who will not talk. And then they are going to talk about Nikita. And I guess we'll say Ricky because he's the guy in the feud. Same thing within like 5 minutes. 6 minutes. Dustin and Ventura. Hype match with Koloff. Vader did not appear on Saturday night, so let's have him just kill somebody. Todd champion, sure. Good luck, Todd. Godspeed. Vader wins. You know, let's put him on the mic afterwards with Teddy, and we'll announce our first match for Clash. Teddy will get on the mic and he'll go, you know, Ron Simmons, you want to get in the ring with Vader again? That's fine. It's your funeral, but you know, I'm here to work, get the best deal for my client. So we're not gonna do it just anywhere. You gotta wait till. Oh, do we do this at the Clash? If we do this at the Clash, what's the match at? Well, that's a problem for Future Swarley. If you want to do it, we're gonna do it in front of the biggest crowd possible. I'll see you at Clash of Champions. Teddy and Vader accept match with Simmons at Clash. Let's get another local worker for Eddie Guerrero to beat. That can then get mad at us. I feel like we never get to the bottom of the list. Let's see who's down here. Goalie and stopper Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor's still a wrestler. Terry, brother. You're a face tonight. Yeah, that's fine. Future Swarley's nervously sweating somewhere. Yeah. Me 4 days from now, opening up my WCW save and being like, I have a bad feeling about this. Eddie is still unimportant. Ooh, we're getting him there though. He definitely had red in his numbers like 2 weeks ago when we checked. So we're getting him there. We're getting him there. Also, I'm pretty sure we had Terry Taylor, and then I let him leave because I was like, what are we going to do with Terry Taylor? It turns out the answer to that question is lose to Eddie Guerrero. Just give him a clean win. It's a guy not on our roster. Who cares? Oh, and I was going to do that tag match verbatim. That's right. I'm going to do Brian Pillman, Sean Waltman against Too Cold and Norman. I'm going to give these guys 10 minutes and tell them to steal the show. I'm going to give Flying Brian a promo before that, where he basically says, you know what, the light heavyweight title didn't work out for me, but I've got a new plan now. I'm going after tag team gold, And here's my partner, Sean Waltman. And then everyone's going to be like, who? Me and this guy, we're going to do things you've never seen before. We're going to revolutionize tag team wrestling. But like in a cocky way. That sounds like a babyface promo. But he's going to say it in a way where it sounds like he's bullshitting you. This is his new partner, Sean Waltman. Yeah, on screen. He would be on screen. He shows up. We need 4 more minutes. I think this show could use something good. Let's give the people a 5-minute Sting promo. Right. Actually, you know what? It really should be a Cactus Jack promo. Although we could just leave it entertainment. And Sting is the one off screen. Where Cactus is basically just gonna say, you know, why do you think I attacked Sting? Because he's the champion. He's the big dog. Cactus Jack is tired of being overlooked. It would have been better if it was a Sting promo, but whatever. It's the B show. It's fine. Also, storyline. We should add Sting Cactus. I'm gonna go 69 nice. Oh, this is very out of order. Oh, what's the main event of this show? Is it Eddie and Terry Taylor? Is that going to be the best match? I think the main event of this show is Koloff talking. That's the real main event. We're going to end with back-to-back promos. Actually, no. Let's put this like at the beginning of the show. And then we'll do the Pillman. Damn it. And then Cactus, sure. Actually, let's put him between these 2 matches. Eddie and Terry. Yeah, that's weird. You know what? I take back what I said. This 69. I'll say 69, but I don't feel good about this show. I don't feel good about this show at all. I mean, good start. Good start. These promos are great. That is what's saving us. $57 for Farley and Brian talking. That's fine. Oh, no. Oh, Sean Waltman got hurt. That sucks. Oh, the dark match was good and the on TV match was bad. That is a horrible break for me. Horrible break. I don't know. It's just a whiplash on his neck. He should be fine. Thank you, Michael. Eddie and Terry Taylor, pretty good. I'll take that. 62 for the Cactus promo. Definitely would have been better if it was a Sting promo. Vader, you know what? Vader and Todd Champion got a 69, which is better than the main event we had on main event last week. And then they accepted Ron Simmons' challenge. And then an 84 to close it. This show is going to be way better than I thought it was going to be. 72! This is like one of the best main events we've ever done. And I didn't give these people anything. I gave them a Brian Pillman and Sean Waltman tag, an Eddie Guerrero win, and a Vader squash. And they loved it. They were like, that's all we want, Swartley. Stop trying to give us good wrestling. This is what we want. Just give people momentum. Oh yeah, he's injured. How injured is he? Yeah, 6 days. He'll be fine. No, we only made 100, like 200 grand last month, which is weird because usually we make like $1 million. So I don't know. Junkyard Dog, big morale issues. Might be time to push him over the edge. Have him lose to like Candido or something. Johnny Grunge and Bam Bam Bigelow have become enemies. Alright, good to know. Lance Russell retired. House show in the Mid-South. Drew a lot better in the Mid-South. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of WCW 1992. Now, remember, next week, it will be on Tuesday, and all weeks going forward. WCW will now be on Tuesday. So, my next stream will also be WCW. So, again, you'll get a big block of that here. And then next Thursday will be AEW Draft. Again, that's every Thursday now. So that'll do it for me. I'll be back on Tuesday with this again. We're quite a ways out, but we got some stuff. I didn't know who was wrestling Sting in the program coming into this, so at least we figured that out. This was a setting stuff up episode, so hopefully you enjoyed that. We've set stuff up, and yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.